Hi guys, so as my hips are feeling tight today, I thought I would give you some basic hip openers, things you can use in class or use with your clients. So I'm going to start laying down on the mat and it's really simple. First of all, knee hugs into the chest, other leg slides away. I'm keeping the tailbone down as much as I can as I do that, and a little curve in the lower back. Shoulders are relaxed, just going to take a breath in. Exhale, and then changing over, other knee into the chest, other leg, just slide that away, knee gently in. You can slightly pull towards the shoulder if you want more stretch in that inner thigh as you hold there. And then bringing the knee in, I'm going to hold each leg with the back of the hand, and I'm trying to let my legs be dead weights in the arms. It's actually quite tricky. I'm just going to use the arms, use the biceps to circle the legs around. So my legs are completely relaxed. I'm just moving from the arms. This just is helping the muscles switch off a little bit. It's nice on the lower back as well. So the arms are doing the work. You do have to concentrate to allow the legs to relax completely. And then I'm just taking those circles round the other way. The legs are completely relaxed as much as possible. The biceps are circling round. I'm getting a bit of release in the lower back as well. And then I'm going to place the feet down. So I'm going to take the feet wider off the mat. I'm going to have the hands on the ribs to keep the ribs down. I'm going to let the knees move over. So my hips are moving a bit with this. The pelvis is moving, but I'm not letting the rib cage move. So that keeps me from just taking it all into the back here and gets the movement through the hips. So I'm just flowing the movement now, really just getting some circulation to the hips. You may or may not feel a stretch depending on how tight or not you are. I'm definitely feeling more in my left today, feeling that stretch there as I move through. Got a nice click there as well, so things are starting to move as I move side to side with this. So a couple more easy movements, allowing the hips to relax and open. And then I'm going to bring the feet in. I'm going to cross one leg over. Now do watch the back. If your lower back feels a bit tight, then feel free to do this with the feet together instead. I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting a much stronger release through the outside of the hip on that side as I do that. But I still want my ribs to stay down. So if this does feel uncomfortable in any way for the lower back, do this with both feet down and the feet, knees, ankles together instead as you do this. So of course you can stay longer if you feel a nice release, stay longer on that hip and just allow those muscles to open. And then I'm going to take that to the other side. So I'm crossing the other leg over. My ribs are down. Just getting that release across. Using my abs a little bit to help pull the knees back to center. And this is giving me some really nice, easy movement through the hips. We want good hip mobility. If the hips are tight, then it tends to make your back do too much work. So we want to keep the hips moving nicely. Good, and then coming to center. So I'm going to cross my ankle onto the knee. I'm going to gently push the knee out, but I've got my other hand on the other side of the pelvis to stop that pelvis lifting. And making sure there's no pain in that knee joint. If you flex the foot on that bent knee, that helps protect that knee. And that might be enough for you. Or we're going to see if we can reach and hold the back of the leg that's on the floor. Now my hips are tight today, so I can immediately feel a stretch here in the hip. But if I also rock side to side, for me taking it further this way gives me a better stretch. So I'm going to hold it there and stay in that stretch for a moment. Again, check there's no pain in this knee joint. You can use that elbow to push the knee out a little bit if you like. I think I probably need to stay here for quite a while today just to get that lovely stretch and release in the hip as I hold. And then I'm going to place that down and change sides. So I've got the other ankle on the knee. I'm going to push that knee away, but keep my hand on the other hip so I don't lift that hip. And and just get an easy release there through, taking a breath. And of course you could spend longer here by all means. I'm going to see if I can hold the back of the leg, and again, because I'm feeling a little bit tight today, I'm feeling that straight away, but then if I gently move and move a little bit over to this side, I've got a deeper stretch, so I'm going to stay there and hold it. You could hold anything up to a minute to get a good release there if you want to. Keeping that foot flexed, it just helps protect the knee, but if I felt pain in that knee joint, you need to stop straight away. You don't want to put pressure on the knee joint itself, so holding gently. And then placing that down, I'm going to roll onto my side, coming up to sitting, and I'm going to cross the legs. So I'm going to lift up tall, keep the spine tall as I gently reach forward. Now I've got the stretch more in the leg that's in front as I do this. I'm not rounding the back because I don't actually get anything more out of that. It's this hinge from the hip that gets the stretch around it as I hold there. So again, I can stay here for quite a while, get that release through the hips. And then I'm changing over which leg is in front. So I've got the other leg slightly in front, good. Lift the spine again, and then that lean forward again, check no pain in the knee joints. Keep the chest lifted, feel that release through the outside of the hip as you hold there. Breathing into it, just allowing those muscles around the hips to gently stretch and open. Lovely. And then I'm going to bring the leg round into that mermaid position. So I'm trying to get both sitting bone down, arms reach for the ceiling, good. I'm just going to lift towards the feet a little bit, come down, bring the hand round, and then rotate over the leg. So again, because my hips are tight, you might not feel a stretch here, I can feel this stretch today. But we're also getting the connection really down the side of the body, leads right down to the hips as well. Both arms are squared up to the floor, both shoulders are squared up to the floor. And then bringing that arm up, I'm going to change direction. So taking that the other way, again, no pain in the knees. Lift the arms, reach to the feet, and then coming over and rotating round to get a little release here through that hip on this side. Breathing into that, checking my shoulders are even to the floor as I hold. Take a breath, and then bringing the arm up. Feet a little bit apart, fingers behind, lift the chest. Just let the knees roll one way and the other way. Trying to keep the sit bones down, but it will lift a little bit, just some movement in the hips. Come center, take a deep breath in, relax forward. Take a breath into the back. Lifting up, soles of the feet together. Lift the spine, and again, just a gentle lean forward, just allowing this whole back area to open a little bit. Again, I've not rounded the shoulders, I'm leading with the chest forward, holding there. Taking a full breath in. Exhaling. And guys, I hope that's helped loosen off your hips.